Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Akmal Huzairi bin Muhammad Sani and my student number is 2025139473. Today, I am going to present about the plant's body, roots, stems, leaves, buds and flowers. From roots anchoring it into the ground to flowers, reproducing and forming seeds. Each part has a unique and vital function. This knowledge helps us to understand how plants survive, grow, and reproduce, and why they are so important to our agriculture. First of all, we take a look at the overview. The plant's body can be divided into first is vegetative parts, which is roots, stems, leaves, and buds, is responsible for growth, support, and nutrient distributions. Next is the reproductive parts, which is flowers, fruits, and seeds. It's involved in plants' reproduction. Together, this system perform essential functions, which is growth, is through cell division and expansions, and transport. Water, minerals, and food move through vascular tissues. And next is photosynthesis, which is converting sunlight into energy. And lastly is reproduction, is to ensuring the next generation of plants. Without this balance, a plant cannot be thrive. Next, we move to the roots. Roots are usually the first structure to emerge from a seed. They have a key roles, including anchoring, which is providing stability in the soil, and absorbing water and minerals through roots hair and mycorrhizal associations. And next is storaging. Many roots store carbohydrates such as carrots and radish plants. And next is adaptation. Some roots have special roles such as pneumatophores in mangrove, helps with respiration in oxygen poor soils. And lastly is prop roots in banyan trees, give extra support to massive branches. Last but not least is the interesting fact of the roots. Tips are protected by a root cap that secretes mucilage, a slippery substance that helps the root move through soil. Next, we move to the types of roots and modified roots. Roots can be classified as taproot system, which is one main root with lateral branches such as dandelions and carrots. And next is fibrous root system, which is a dense network of roots with no central dominant roots. This common sees in grasses and wheat. And next is the modified roots. Modified roots show how plants adapt to specific environments such as storage roots, like beets and sweet potatoes. This is to store energy-rich compounds. And next is aerial roots. These roots seen in orchids and banyan trees. This is to absorb moisture or anchor the plants. Next is the climbing roots such as ivy, use them to cling to surfaces. And lastly, contractile roots, which is pull bulbs deeper into the soil to stabilize them. These adaptations reflects a plant's evolutionary response to environmental challenge. Next, we move to the stems. Stems are the plant's central axis, which is connecting roots to leaves and flowers. The function of the stem is to support, which is holding up leaves for optimal sunlight exposure, and to transport, which is xylem, carries waters and minerals from roots, and phloem, to transport sugars and nutrients from leaves. Some stems have function to storage, such as cactus and sugarcane, to store water or nutrients. Lastly is photosynthesis in green herbaceous stems. Some notes, in many plants, stems also helps in vegetative propagation. For instance, sugarcane, mints, and potatoes reproduce through stems cuttings. Next, we take a look of the types of stems. First is the underground stems. such as rhizomes for ginger, tubers for potato, and bulbs for onion. This helps with food storage and reproduction. Next, we move to the aerial stems. Grow above ground and may have a modification like thorns, which is protection, or tendrils to support. Lastly is the sub-aerial stems. It grows at or just below the surface, and runners in strawberries helps the plant spread across the ground and form a new shoots. This stem's diversity helps plants adapt to a wide range of climates and terrains. We move to the next part, which is leaves. Leaves are often called the plant's kitchen because they carry out photosynthesis. The function of leaves is to do a photosynthesis using sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to produce glucose, which is food for the plants, and transpiration, evaporation of water through stomata pulls water upward and cools the plants, and gas exchange, leaves absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. This is crucial for all life on Earth. And lastly, to storage. In succulents like aloe vera, leaves store water. In onions, they are store food. And fun fact for the leaves is the stomata on the underside of leaves can open and can be closed also depending on environmental condition, helping plants conserve water. Next, we take a look to the leaf types and special forms. Leaf have two types, which is simple leaves, which is a one single blade such as mango, and compound leaves, which is a multiple leaflets such as rose and neem. Next is the leaf arrangements. Is an alternate, which is one leaf per node such as sunflower. Next is opposite, which is two per node such as guava. And lastly is the fold, which is three or more per node such as Alstonia. Next is the specialized leaf, such as has spines, which is to protect against herbivores and reduce water loss, which is cactus. And next is tendrils, is using to climbing support, such as peas. And lastly is traps, which is to nutrient capture in poor soil, such as Venus flytrap and pitcher plant. These forms show the incredible adaptability of leaves. Next, we move to the next slides, which is buds. Buds are undeveloped shoots. It can be found at nodes or stem tips. Now we take a look of the types of buds, which is first terminal or apical. It's to promote vertical growth. Next is axillary or lateral, which is form branches or flowers. And lastly is the adventitious, which is grow in unusual locations, like on roots or damaged stems. Buds can grow into new branches, leaves, or flowers. They are essential in plants development and vegetative propagation. For example, rose or hibiscus cuttings. Now we move to the flower. Flowers are the reproductive structure of plants. It have a parts, which is sepals. It's a greens and leaf-like. They are protect the flower before blooming. Next is petals. It's often brightly colored to attract pollinators. And stamens, which this is the male part including anther, produces pollen, and filament supports the anther. And next is the pistils or carpel. This is the female part including first stigma, sticky to catch pollen, style, tube that connected to the ovary, and lastly the ovary contains ovules that become seeds. After pollination and fertilization, flowers develop into fruits, which protect seeds and helps in their dispersal. And next, we move to the last part of the slides, which is flower types and pollinations. It have two types, which is complete flower, such as hibiscus, contains all four floral parts. And next is incomplete flowers, such as corn, which is lack one or more parts. Next, we move to the pollination types, which is have self-pollinations. Pollen lands on the same flower stigma. And next is cross-pollinations, which is pollen is transferred between different flowers, often with the help of insects, winds, or water. For ecological importance, Over 80% of flowering plants rely on pollinators like bees, butterflies, bats, or birds. They are essential for biodiversity and human agriculture, producing fruits, vegetables, and seeds. Lastly, thank you for joining me on this journey through the plant body. From deep roots underground to vibrant flowers above, each part of a plant plays a vital role. Understanding this structure not only helps in biology, but also reminds us how interconnected all life is through photosynthesis, pollinations, and even food production. That's all from me, and thank you.